Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Sandey Adelaja here. Hope you had a nice night. Shegun Fatuma, welcome. Good day to you as well. Nalon Adebayo, hi. Good morning. Damilare Faniran, Anita Shaji, Peggy Zara. Good morning. Megaranti Gerard, good morning. Me, you and she goes there. Deraz, Karengi, Oluwaseun, Kiwabonga, Omowumi, Rochelle White. Welcome this morning. Kwesi Samson, Bola Luro, Anujo, Eric Jerry, good morning. Lola Shorunke, Patricia, Catherine, Nana Yo, Bakare Jesu Tome, Gideon, Nikki Christian, welcome. Flair Karen Matip, Severine Angelina, Obi is here, Ajayi, Sherry, Tesley, Gregory Femi, Manu Esong, Bose Fayajiola, Ludmila Loviska, Dobre Ranok, Bash Ojelabi, wow, Esther Lee, wow, let's congratulate Elizabeth Ali. It's her birthday today. Elizabeth, wow. Father, we release your grace and your favor upon Elizabeth today. We congratulate her with your love. We pray that you, since we cannot be there to embrace her, that you will give her a warm embrace today. Make her feel unique. Make her feel different. And let this word be just catapult her to a new height in her calling and in her destiny. In the name of Jesus. Happy birthday, my sister. Get a kiss from me. God bless you now. Enjoy your day. All right. But today's message is going to bless you because I'm going to be talking about your uniqueness today. So if your birthday is today, that is the word for you. But before we go into that message today, I would like to encourage you, everybody, to go to look for your share button. Go look for your share button. And let's share the message, all right? Let's share the message first before we proceed, okay? Let's go look for the message. Let's go look for the message and share it, okay? Go and look for the button. Go and look for the share button. Go and look for the share button and let's share it. Then we could proceed from there, all right? So let's look for the share button and then we can go on from there. Everybody is congratulating Elizabeth right now, but let's look for the share button as we congratulate. While we are congratulating Elizabeth, let's go look for the share button, and then we can take up from there. Okay. Very interesting topic today, and we're still on the topic. Who am I? Why am I here? How to discover your calling and purpose on earth. How to discover your calling and purpose on earth. How to discover your calling and purpose on it. So I've been giving you different keys every day. Yesterday, I gave you 2 keys. I gave you 1 key in the morning. I gave you another one in the evening. So this morning, I'm giving you another key of how to discover your calling. And the key is simple. Your calling is in your uniqueness, in your difference and uniqueness. I think that's what I call it. Your calling is hidden in your uniqueness. Your calling is hidden. Your calling is in your difference and uniqueness. Your calling is in your difference and uniqueness. All of us are unique. All of us are different one way or the other. But unfortunately, the way our world is today is that they make us feel like you are weird. You are weird if you have a difference. People look at your difference and laugh at it. People look at your difference and make jest of you. People look at your difference and say, wow, you are inferior or you are not as good as other people. So the problem of this world and the world system, the way it's put together, is such that they want to put you under subjection. They want to put you under submission. The world system want to crush you, wants to crush your uniqueness, want to crush your difference. And they ridicule your uniqueness, they ridicule your difference. And the world wants to make you feel that you are worse than anybody else just because you are different from them. But really, it is God that made you to be different. It is God that made you to be unique. It is God that put those differences in you. He's the one that put all those uniqueness in you. And the reason he did that is because he wants that those uniqueness are directly related to what you are supposed to do for God. They are directly related to who you are supposed to become. So one of the main keys to understanding who you are really is to look into your difference. Look into your difference. Look into the things that you do differently. Look into the things that don't really look like what other people have in you. Look into yourself and see the things that are different from what other people do. See the things that make you different. So, and value your difference. So a lot of us growing up, we've grown up with inferiority complex because of our differences. Our difference has created in us some inferiority. Our difference has created in us some laughing stock. But really, it's unfortunate. You are not supposed to be a laughing stock just because you are different in one way or the other. It is time for us to begin to celebrate our difference, because your calling lies and is hidden in your difference. Your calling is buried in your difference. Your difference is one of the greatest secrets you have. Your difference is one of the greatest keys you have. Your difference is one of the greatest formula of success that God has put in you. So, and you are different only because God made that difference to be possible. God put something in you that will make you different from other people. And to tell you the truth, all of us really are different. All of us have a difference. Every one of us has his own or her difference. And and it's not me to tell you that. It's not me to tell you about that. Every one of you know that you are different. And not just that you know in yourself that you are different. Science has confirmed that so many times. Over and over again, it has been proven that no two people are the same, and no two people actually have the same features. That every person has actually been designed, created, and grafted by God to be totally different. So, some of the most obvious and some of the most compelling arguments about our differences is the fact that people will tell you about the color of your eyes. Maybe not really the color, but when they examine the details of your eyes, they say that it's actually different. Nobody has quite the same eyes as everybody else. So your eyes is a compelling proof that you are different, because not just you are not, nobody is quite like you and has your eyes among the people who are alive today, but nobody has the same eyes as anybody else in the whole world who had ever lived and will ever live. So God is such a master creator. He creates only masterpieces. So your difference is what points to the fact that you are a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece in the hand of God. I mean, you are a unique creation. You are the only one in your own class. I mean, can you believe that? You are the only one in your own class. Can you believe that? I mean, you are the only one in your own class. Can you believe that? You are on the class of your own. Oh, wow. Ooh. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what's going to get you excited. You are the only one in your own class. I mean, not just in the world today. You are not just the only one in the world, but you are the only one in the world. Yes, quite all right. But you are the only one that has ever lived. You are the only one that has ever been like this. So it is therefore a waste of time, and it is a demonstration of futility and ignorance for somebody to be trying to look like other people, or for somebody to be trying to copy other people, or for somebody to allow himself to be suppressed by other people. It is therefore an act of ignorance for you to be trying to be like other people or copy other people And it is also a lack of, an act of ignorance for you to allow the school system to make you a uniform being with other people. It is ignorance for you to allow any other person to, make you become like them, or to tell you how you are supposed to be or who you are supposed to be. You are created in such a way that nobody should suppress you or tell you how to behave. That is hidden in you. That is already in your uniqueness. And another proof that everybody talks about the uniqueness of a man, and that proves that none of us is a repetition of another person, and that no two people are quite the same, are your fingertips, are your fingerprints. We all know about the fingerprints, because when police arrest people and they suspect them of any evil doing, and anybody wants to give the wrong name or the wrong identity, the only thing they need to do is to take your fingerprint. Once your fingerprint is taken, it just becomes very clear who is lying and who is telling the truth, because there is no way you can fake your fingerprint. There is just no way any other person will have the same fingerprint as you. And what is that telling us? That is sending a message to us from God. Everyone is trying to let you know, and everyone is trying to let me know. Everyone is trying to tell each and every one of us that you are the only one that can do what he has sent you here to do. God is trying to say, you are the only one that has the capacity that you have. That is saying to us that nobody should suffer from low self-esteem. That is saying to us that you have something that is not worse than any other person. If no other person can have your fingerprint, it means that no other person can do what you can do. If no other person can have your eyeballs and the details of your eyes, it means that there is nothing, there is something that you can do that no other human being can do. If there is nobody that is quite like you, it means that you can achieve something that no other human being will be able to achieve. It means that you have the right of bragging. You have the right to be proud of something that no other human being will be proud of. It means that you should not even have inferiority complex at all. You should never have inferiority complex, because nobody compares to you. It doesn't matter if anybody likes you or they don't like you. It doesn't matter if your features look like the features of other people, or it doesn't look alike. You are unique, and that is what should concern you. You are the only one, which means that you should have your own opinion. Your uniqueness points to the fact that you must have your own opinion. Your uniqueness points to the fact that you must not be surprised by other people, and you must not allow other people to suppress you. Your uniqueness is telling you that you are a unique. You are supposed to do something unique. Your uniqueness tells you that you are supposed to look for your own way, for your own path, for your own calling, for your own destiny. Your uniqueness is telling you that you are supposed to follow your heart, because there is nobody that knows you than the spirit of a man that is in him. Your spirit that is in you is the one that knows you. The other people they will not know you better than you know yourself. They cannot dictate to you what path to take in life. So your uniqueness is talking a whole lot about you. Your uniqueness is saying that even if everybody is saying the beautiful people, like I'm living in a country where majority are Europeans and white Europeans, they always have a picture of what they call beautiful. So they put some slim girls, white, especially Caucasians do this. They put some slim ladies, they call them, is it 90, 60, 60 or 60, 90, 60 or something like that. In this, I've heard that, and some figure clarification like that. So, and they say those are the beautiful people. Rubbish. And so because of that, some people have stopped eating, and they don't feed well. They want to starve themselves to death, maybe not really to death, to beauty. And they want to make themselves beautiful and attractive because they follow the magazines, they follow the model industry. And that is deception. Everybody is beautiful in his own class, because you are already unique. So it doesn't matter if you fall in line with what people say you are, or you don't fall in line with what people say is beautiful or attractive. It doesn't matter. You are unique, and that is on its own is is what you need. I mean, it should give you confidence. It should give you assurance. That already, it should give you acceptance, because you are unique. It means you are accepted. You are accepted by the God that made you to be unique. You are accepted by the God that makes you to be different from other people. And even the other people who are criticizing you, they too are unique. Even the other people who are saying that you are not like all other people, they too are not like other people. They might not know about it, or they might look a little bit similar to other people in one way or the other, but they too are different. There is nobody else that has the right to say that you are different, so you are not as good as the other person. They too are different, and so every one of us is different. There is no duplication of a human being on earth here. So we are all made to be unique. Now let's go back to our message today. The point I'm making today is the fact that your difference, the differences you have, the uniqueness you have, is a pointer to something. Your difference is a pointer to your destiny. Your difference is a pointer to your fate on earth. Your difference is a pointer to your mission. Your difference is a pointer to your goals in life. And your difference is a pointer to what you're supposed to be doing on earth. Your difference, your uniqueness are things that should be telling you something about what you are sent here for. Your difference is put in you to open your eyes to see what you are supposed to be doing. So your difference is supposed to be your leader, your guardian. Through your difference, you are supposed to be guided to your destiny. Through your difference, you are supposed to be led to your future. Through your destiny, you are supposed to discover your mission. So your difference and your uniqueness, those are the things that are pointers, that are wisdom givers, that are sight givers. Those are your guides. They are supposed to be guiding you and leading you to the destiny that God created you for. So you are made to be different so that you will discover yourself through your uniqueness. So your uniqueness is not by accident. Your uniqueness is supposed to be a voice. Your uniqueness is supposed to be your silent voice that is leading you and talking to you about what you are supposed to do. Your difference from other people and the differences that you have, they are the ones who are supposed to be communicating to you what you are supposed to do, where you are supposed to be, and what you were created to do. So through our uniqueness and through our difference, we could actually discover who we are. So your uniqueness is a key to self-discovery. Your difference is one of the major keys. It's one of the most compelling truths, the key that will tell you who you are made to become. And nobody will tell you who you are made to become like your difference and your uniqueness. Your uniqueness and your difference, they are the things that are supposed to tell you and convince you about where you're supposed to be and about where you're supposed to go. So believe in yourself and follow the leading of your nature, of what God has already created you to be, about the uniqueness God has already put and implanted in you. Those uniqueness and differences are implanted in you already, and because they are implanted in you, they are supposed to lead you in the right path and right direction. So let me ask you a few questions, and you might want to write some of these things down, the answers or the questions down, or you might want to come back to this message and listen to this recording a few times so that you will not miss out on these questions. Okay, and you will need to sit down and find your paper or computer and answer these questions specifically. You need to answer them so that you'll be able to analyze yourself, and you'll be able to do an inventory of your gifts and of your specifications and of your differences and of your uniqueness, so that you can now learn to hear the voice of your uniqueness, so that you could learn to master the leading of your uniqueness and difference, so that you could learn how to become who you are created to become through your uniqueness and through your difference. So you need to answer some of the questions I'm going to be posing for you, so that you'll be able to sit down to really begin to hear this voice, because your uniqueness has been talking to you since you were born. Your differences have been talking to you since throughout your whole life, but you've not been taught to listen to them. You've not been taught to follow their leading. You've not been taught to answer critical questions that will help them, your uniqueness and difference, to actually lead you into the right path that God has created you for. So what are some of those questions that I want to throw to you today that will help you actually to discover who you are? By the way, I discovered that some of you come late sometimes. I just want to reinstate again the time that we have our program so that you don't forget. So, and then you need to go to my Facebook page and like the page and register for notification, because for you to know when I come on, you need to register for notification. It's going to be notifying you. I come on British time. Some people write 7 or 7:30. I mean 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 in the evening. No, I come on every day in the morning 7:30 British time, 7:30 a.m. British time, and 7:30 a.m. as well Nigerian time. Not 7, but 7:30 in the morning. But in the evening, I come on 7 p.m. Nigerian time and 7 p.m. British time. So there is a difference, not 7 and not 7:30. No, it is 7:30. So I come on 7:30 in the morning, but in the evening is 7. Don't mix it up. It's not 7 in the morning and 7:30 in the evening. No, it's 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 a.m., that is Nigerian and British time, and 7 in the evening, p.m., Nigeria and British time. The same thing in England. In America, it's easier in America, because in America, you see that in the morning, I come out later. That is 2:30 a.m. Eastern time, and then 2 p.m. Eastern time as well. So just for you to know. Anyway, so what are the questions that I want you to note down or write down that will help you to discover who you are? So again, the topic of today is that your calling is in your uniqueness, in your difference. So your calling is hidden in your difference. Your calling is hidden in your uniqueness. Your destiny, your mission on earth, your goal on earth is buried in the things that make you different from other people. It is buried in the things that make you different. So you can actually discover who you are. You can discover your calling through studying your difference, and your uniqueness. So let me ask you some of these questions that will help you to know where your difference is, and what are your differences and your uniqueness that will lead you to your calling. Number 1, what do you think that separates you from other people? What do you think that differentiates you from other people? Take your time. Number 2, take your time and analyze yourself. Analyze yourself in comparison to all the people you see around you. Is there anything that makes you to be a little bit different? Do you look differently? Do you want to be alone sometimes? Do you find out that your desires are different from the desires of other people? Yes, some people are saying we should go and share the link. Yes, go ahead. Let's go ahead and share the link again. Let's go ahead and share this link. I'm going to give you a second to go to your timeline and look for your share button. Go and share this Facebook page, or go and share the link, so that people who might need this message will come and actually join us, because a lot of people want to discover who they are. They want to discover what they are born to do. And these things will help them to discover who they are and what they are born to do, okay? So anyway, next question. Where do you find yourself unresemblant to other people? Where you don't look like other people, where you don't behave like other people? Next point. What are the few things you will point out as your uniqueness? What are the things that you will call unique about yourself? What are the things you will call unique about yourself? I will ask, the next question is going to be a little bit provocative, but it's going to be helpful, because the society has taught us the society, sometimes the world is wicked, The world is wicked, especially the world of children, teenagers, youth, especially in high school. In high school, they stigmatize you. So I want to find out, you write it down, where have you been stigmatized? In what area have you been stigmatized? Because those stigmatization might actually be a pointer to who you are supposed to become. The stigmatization that people are put on you, they might not be as bad as people say they are. They might actually be something that is part of your uniqueness. They might actually be something that is your difference, that they could not understand. And that your stigmatization might be something that God wants you to pay attention to, and that will point you to something unique about yourself, that will help you to discover some of your uniqueness. Next point, next question. Next point that I want you to write down is, because of the way everybody wants to make you uniform, they want to make you to correspond with every other person's expectation and what everybody expects from you, and how, because they want you to behave like all other people. Sometimes, I don't know if this is accepted in some cultures, but in some, maybe they call it different things in different cultures. But it's, in some cases, they treat you as if you are a black sheep. They treat you as if you are a black sheep, not necessarily because you are doing something bad, but because of your manner of behaviors, or because you are different. It's like, for example, in some countries, if you are studying well, if you are an excellent student, they give you a name. Like, for example, in some cultures, they call you a bookworm, and they begin to laugh at you. Well, those things are things that you actually, they are supposed to be pointing you to who you're supposed to become in life, your uniqueness in life. Because if you are a bookworm, it shows that you are going to become somebody great. You are going to become an intellectual giant in some places. It means that you are going to, you have the ability to study, to isolate yourself and to do research. And, maybe, you'll be able to discover something in life. But people make it look as if it's an insult. So what are the areas where people call you a black sheep? And those things might also, they should point you to where you are supposed, to what you are supposed to be, to where you are supposed to go, and to the destiny that God has prepared for you. Next question. Another thing that could actually help you to discover who you are is, what are the things that people try to correct you about all the time? What are the things that people try to change in you? I remember that there was a time I personally, because I could speak Russian and English, and somebody called me one day to translate, to interpret for another preacher. So I was interpreting, and when this guy was talking so funny things, and as an interpreter, I was laughing and translating. So one of the other preachers that was there and said, okay, why are you behaving like that? Because I was the only black person there. It is not cultured. It is not, you are not cultured to be laughing like that loud. You don't laugh loud in a cultured society. This is a cultured society. Don't behave like you are from somewhere. So, so I said, okay. I said, yeah, I understand you. I said, what's your name, sir? So he mentioned his name. He said, my name is this and this. I said, okay. Well, for your information, my name is a little bit different. My name is slightly different. My name is not quite what you just mentioned now. My name is Sandei, Adelaja. And you know what that means? Since your name is different from mine, it means that I am who I am and you are who you are. Did you notice that I didn't come to you to find out why you have not been laughing at the joke the guy was cracking? Did you discover that I've not come to find out and to question you why you have been sitting down there or why your name is that what it is? But why should you question who I am? Why should you question who decides what is cultured and what is not cultured? Okay? So they wanted to, so people will try to intimidate you and try to break you. And that's why I'm asking that question. So what are the things that people have tried to change in you? And funnily enough, the way I laugh, that irritated that other guy, and the people here in Europe, they say it's very irritating for you to laugh like that. It's not culture, behave, hold yourself, control yourself. And that is exactly what people have said they like about me sometimes. Even yesterday, somebody was saying that your laughter is contagious. So they didn't say my laughter is depressing. They said my laughter is contagious. So can you imagine if I had been intimidated to a point where I'd kept quiet and I've lost that? it wouldn't have been a blessing to other people right now. So that's why I'm saying some of those things that you have been, controlled and been, you have been intimidated to try to correct. Some of those things might point to your uniqueness, They might point to your uniqueness. And your uniqueness will point to your destiny, will point to your calling. Point to your calling. So next one. Let me even tell you something. Some of the things that people mock you for, some of the things that people laugh at you for, some of the things that people mock you for and they ridicule you for, some of those things might be your uniqueness. And you might need to pay attention to some of those things and begin to, to value them differently. Because if other people are laughing at you, it's because it's not usual. If they are laughing at those things, that is because they don't see it normally. It's because it's not something that they come across all the time. So if they are laughing at you about something, that you should rather be rejoicing and say, oh, okay. It means that it's not usual. It means that they don't see it every time. It means that they don't normally come across it. It means I have something that they don't see normally. So that is your uniqueness. And you should begin to thank God for it and value it. You might not, everybody is against it, but you value it in your heart. Keep it in your heart. Know that whatever makes you different from other people is your uniqueness. It's your wealth. It's your riches. It's your abundance. It's your blessing. So those are your blessings. I will tell you something about great men. Great men are people who have managed to. Let me say this. Most of the great men have one thing in common. Most of great men are people who have refused to let public opinion and the opinion of others silence their uniqueness. Great men have some things in common. And one of the things they have in common is that they have embraced their uniqueness. They have embraced their difference, despite the pressure to break them or to silence them. And then they have gone ahead to use that difference and uniqueness to become their platform. You are only celebrated where you are different. You are only celebrated where you are different. It is only because you are different in some area and that other people don't have what you have, that becomes your platform through which you can now shine and shine brighter than all other people, because there is no other person that could actually be like you. So one of the great features of great people and successful people in life is the fact that they were not caged in. They were not subdued. They did not allow themselves to be silenced by the criticism and the attack of the public opinion. They kept to their uniqueness. And because they kept to their uniqueness, they turned their uniqueness to their strength. They turned their uniqueness to their pride. They turned their uniqueness to their platform. And because they are so bold about it, and because they are so upfront about it, and because they are so proactive about their difference, everybody began to notice that, wow, this is not like anything I've seen before. And what people have never seen before, what people have never been used to before, they begin to celebrate it. So if you will not be intimidated, if you will hold on to your uniqueness, if you will celebrate your uniqueness, sooner or later, other people will celebrate you. And if you would be intimidated by your uniqueness, if you will not celebrate your uniqueness, other people will also intimidate you. Other people will not celebrate you as well. Other people will never be able to celebrate you because you did not celebrate your own uniqueness. And nobody is going to celebrate you if you don't celebrate yourself. Nobody is going to acknowledge you if you don't acknowledge yourself. Nobody is going to, just even if people see that you have something and they try to acknowledge you one or two times and you are saying no, later on people will just forget about it. So you must be able to celebrate yourself. You must be able to acknowledge what you have, and you must be able to promote yourself. If you are not going to promote yourself, nobody is out there to promote you. Everybody is out there to promote themselves. So if you are going to wait for somebody to come and promote you, you wait for your whole life until you are wasted. So when you begin to promote and celebrate your uniqueness, you discover calling. So the point, which is your calling, is at the discovery of calling, and the discovery of purpose, and the discovery of your mission is at the point when you begin to celebrate, to embrace and celebrate your uniqueness. Once you begin to embrace and celebrate your uniqueness, once you begin to celebrate and add value to your uniqueness, once you begin to develop your uniqueness, once you begin to promote your uniqueness, once you begin to celebrate your uniqueness and to develop your uniqueness, then other people begin to celebrate your uniqueness as well. Other people begin to notice your uniqueness, and your uniqueness then becomes your platform. Your platform for what? Your platform for excellence, your platform for celebration, your platform for victory, your platform for your dream, your platform for your greatness, your platform for your achievement. So, so one of the main things that would lead you right directly to walk right into your destiny, that would lead you right into your purpose in life, is the ability to be able to embrace, celebrate, and promote your own uniqueness. Then it becomes your platform. It becomes the mountain upon which you stand. And when you stand upon that mountain, everybody else begins to see you. You become visible. So your visibility is in your uniqueness. But not just the uniqueness itself. If you are unique and you don't notice it, it doesn't profit you. It never becomes a platform. It never becomes your mountain. If you are unique and you notice it, and you actually amplify your uniqueness, the ability to amplify your uniqueness, the ability to magnify that uniqueness, is what we call calling. It's what gives you calling. It lands you in your calling. It lands you in your fulfillment. Once you are able to identify, to magnify, and to amplify your calling, your uniqueness, your difference, then you are celebrated. You begin to be celebrated. And since you are the only one like that, and since you are magnifying and amplifying your uniqueness, it means you are walking right into your purpose, because that is why you are different. That's why you are the only one like that. That's why you are the only one that is unique. So since it's your uniqueness that you are celebrating, since your uniqueness that you are magnifying, it means that you are right in your calling, because you are the only one like that. You are created to be like that. So you discover right there what you are created for. You walk right into what your calling is and what your purpose is. All right, let me now go and show you some examples. And since I'm preaching since I'm a preacher and a pastor, I'm going to use the Bible as my foundation, and to prove to you through the Bible that your calling is in your uniqueness and your calling is in your difference. Now, let's look at the life of someone like the life of someone like Joseph. Have you ever heard the story of Joseph? Joseph the dreamer, they call him. They used to laugh at that guy. Oh, Joseph the dreamer. Even though his story happened maybe 5,000 or 6,000 years ago, but even while I was growing up, when they want to laugh and scorn somebody and mock and just ridicule someone, they say, "Oh, that's Joseph the dreamer." They still was calling him. Even in my own time, they were still calling Joseph the dreamer and laughing about it. Even though his life had proved that his dream came to pass, but anybody that is a dreamer also, sometimes up till now, people still laugh at them and say, "Oh, that's Joseph the dreamer. He's just a fantasy guy. He's just somebody in another world." But that difference that he had, his brothers laughed at him. Even his parents ridiculed him. They were laughing and making jest of him. But that man, he never threw away his uniqueness. That dream that he had, the ability to dream, the ability to envisage something that is not here in the present, the ability to dream of his future, to dream of the future reality, the ability to be able to come up with something that other people are not seeing, to see what others are not seeing. That was his uniqueness. And you know what? His uniqueness could not be killed. His dream could not be killed. They gathered against him. They tried to silence him. But his uniqueness, he embraced it. And it was that same dream that got him to the throne. His dream, his uniqueness made him who he became. Your uniqueness is the platform for your calling. It was in his uniqueness, in his ability to dream, that was where his dream and his calling was hidden. It's the same thing with you. Your calling and your purpose is hidden in your uniqueness, just like in the as with the situation with Joseph. Now you see let's go to the New Testament. If you look at the New Testament and you look at the disciples of Jesus, you will see Peter. One of the future things you will see about Peter was that he was always upright. If anytime Jesus asked questions from his disciples, there were 12 of them, sometimes more, 70 and all that, Peter was always the first person to come up and give an answer. You look at everywhere where the list of the names and the list of the disciples of Jesus were mentioned, Peter is always the first one to be mentioned. And he's always upright. He's always, upfront. He's always upstart. It's an upstart to the nature. He's a proactive person. It's an upstart. And you know what? That in that quality of being an upstart, that is where he discovered his destiny. Because when Jesus asked, who do people think that I am? Who do people say that I am? Out of all of them, they were still thinking he was the upstart. He was the first one to say, you are the Son of God. He said, upon you, upon that revelation, I will build my church. See, his destiny was in his quality to be an upstart. Sometimes our parents don't want us to be upstarts. Sometimes they beat you and say, no, why are you the first one always? Why are you just be modest, just go to the back. So look for those things. That's why I told you the other time. Look for those things for which people have tried to beat you and try to silence you and ridicule you and call you a black sheep or something. So you see in the New Testament, in the quality, in the natural tendencies of Peter was his destiny. It was going to be the first pastor of the church. And it was upon his revelation that the whole church was going to be built. Just because it was an upstart. Yes, sometimes he got a book for it, like Jesus told him the other time. But, those are just, the fallouts of those kind of things, all right? Just say, Satan, get out of the air. but that still, was not denying the fact that he made some blunders, but, he didn't deny the fact that was his nature. And in that, his uniqueness was going to be his destiny. All right? Okay, let's look at other people that they were called the sons of thunder. There were two brothers, the disciples of Jesus, that were called the sons of thunder. Now, why were they called the sons of thunder? Because of their temperament. They were the brothers who said Jesus should call out the fire upon that village, you see. So they also made some blunders, but the good thing about it is that because of their thunderous nature and because of their thunderous, character, they became great evangelists upon that spread the word of the Lord Jesus Christ to the end of the earth. They won their generation to Christ because of their thunderous character, you see. And so your uniqueness, your calling is in your uniqueness. So if you could discover what your uniqueness are, if you could discover what your differences are, you will discover your calling. Then the only thing you will need to do after that is to develop it. The only thing you will need to do after that is to invest in it. The only thing you will need to do after that is to build a platform under it. The only thing you will need to do after that is to study that uniqueness and to magnify and to promote it. And to celebrate yourself, and then before you know, the whole world is celebrating you. I can give you so many examples of different great men and women from all over the world who became great because they had invited their uniqueness, and we just had Muhammad Ali died the other day. He became great because he was talking a lot. Not just even because he was a good boxer, but because of his difference made him. Everybody is saying he's the greatest boxer. But if you really look at the thing, maybe there were some people who were better than him. But because of his difference, he became who he is. Look at Michael Tyson. Not because he was beaten, actually, but he's still more popular than those people who beat him. Because of his difference. So people who embrace their difference, they are always celebrated. They're always celebrated. Even a guy like Nick Vujicic that doesn't have hands and feet, but it was supposed to be like a shame. Wow, it's supposed to be hidden somewhere, not even show him to the public. Lock him up somewhere, throw him in some orphanages, throw him in some houses. Don't even show him to the public. It's an embarrassment, shame. But the guy embraced his uniqueness, and now he's more popular than all of us put together. All over the world, everybody is celebrating him. Why? Because when you embrace your uniqueness, when you magnify your uniqueness, when you promote your uniqueness, it becomes your platform. So your calling is in your uniqueness. Your calling is in your uniqueness and in your difference. All right? So, I mean, there are so many examples like that. Even Einstein, they said he could, I mean, and even Thomas Edison, all of them. One of them, they say he was deaf. Because he was deaf, he couldn't hear the distractions of the whole world. And that deafness led him to greatness. Another one, they said he was retarded. He couldn't study in school. So they took him out of school. Because of that, his mother was the one who trained him. So that thing they said he was retarded for delivered him from the school system where they could have conformed him and made him to become who he became. Your difference could be your platform. Your difference is where your calling is hidden. All right? Now, okay, let's talk about other people in the Bible. Look at Paul. Look at Paul, Apostle Paul. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. Of the New Testament. 2/3 of the New Testament. I mean, Apostle Paul. You know why? Because he was an intellectual man. Before he met Christ, he was interested in knowledge. He was interested in wisdom. He was interested in education. He was developing his mind. Then that apt to study and that ability to be smart and that intellectual prowess, in it was his destiny. Whoever knew that he would now be saved, and now as a result of that, he will become the intellectual destiny. I mean, it will become the future of the whole church. And it became the legacy of the whole church, of the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. Why? Because God was able to embrace, and unlike what people do today. Some people tell you that when you come to God today, that you are supposed to forget about what you knew, and you're supposed to put off your mind and put off your intellectualism, and you don't embrace your uniqueness anymore. Just embrace the Bible only. But Paul was not like that. His intellectualism, his knowledge, that is what actually propelled him and became the foundation for him. But unfortunately, so many churches today, they don't want you to study. If you are doing something in the world before you came to Christ, they want you to forget about it. They want you to leave it out and say, no, that was in the world. That was, forget about it. But that could be where your uniqueness is. That your uniqueness, that's your gift. That could be where your calling is. So when they begin to tell you that whatever you did in the world, no, you now need to go and pray again. Just begin to pray. God will tell you. God has already told you. God has already told you are supposed to be. How did he tell you? In your giftings, in your uniqueness, in your difference. He has put those things in you from the day you were born. You don't need to pray about it. You just need to observe to know where where your uniqueness and your difference is, where you are gifted from when you were growing up, or what you had inclination for. So don't believe all those people that tell you that when you come to God, forget about stop reading books, stop going to school, stop studying. Then you will never come to fulfillment. That's why we have everybody in church wants to become a pastor, because we have deprived them of their uniqueness, we have deprived them of their calling, we have deprived them of their platforms, we have deprived them of their destiny, we have deprived them of who they're supposed to be. So now they are only struggling to become like us, to become preachers and teachers like us. Not everybody missed their road in the world. Not everybody missed their directions in the world. Not everybody is supposed to reconvert back to become something or the other, or preacher or anything, But some of them are supposed to continue in the thing that they were good in the world, so that they could become it was a pointer to who they are supposed to become. You see, so it doesn't follow. It doesn't follow that everybody that gets born again has missed it in the world. And some people didn't miss it in the world. Some of them were pursuing their passion and their vision and their destiny. Look at David, for example. I mean, David, thank God, because his brothers didn't like him. So they were always sending him to the field and everything. And he was always embracing it. The fact that David will go and do what other people didn't want to do, that was supposed to lead him to his destiny. Because He became the man after God's heart because of depression. He was alone. He would be playing music because it was not accepted. It was not embraced by other people. He was developing other skills. And the skill of music made him to be the man after God's heart. And then the fact that he was isolated and thrown to do what other people cannot do, and he was always in the field with the sheep, and as a shepherd, made him now to become the shepherd of Israel. You see, so all those uniqueness and the differences that are in you that other people might have, rebuke you for or laugh at you for, those might be the pointers to what you are supposed to become, to what you are supposed to become. Okay, even your disadvantages, the natural disadvantages that we think that they are bad. Okay, like Moses was a stutterer. Moses was a stutterer, a stammerer. Okay, as a stutterer, Moses couldn't talk, and he thought that was his greatest disadvantage. But God took him and used that to his own glory. All right, God even made him to be noticed because of that. All right, so the fact that you are a stutterer or a stammerer doesn't mean that, or any weaknesses you might have might be that your weakness might even be what God will use to become your platform. I mean, look at Samson, for example. Samson loved women. He loved strange women. And we could think, okay, how could that be for God's glory? Oh, wow. No. We always know only bad things about Samson. Well, I tell you that it is because of those women that he loved that he was able to come into confrontation with the Philippians. And it was because of those traps they were setting for him that he was able to destroy them and set his nation free. Everybody tried to stop him. Even his parents tried to stop him from all those women. But they couldn't. Because his destiny was connected to those women. His calling was connected to that. He wouldn't have become a deliverer if he didn't have interaction with those people. And he had interaction. The bridge was through women. Bola Luro said, who is God's best worshiper? I just said it. David. So what am I saying? That your calling, your purpose is buried in your uniqueness, in your difference. All right, in your difference. Aaron was able to become the second man in Egypt, in Israel. He was able to become the second man after Moses just because he could talk. But in our culture today, if a child is talking all the time, talking, everybody wants to shut up. Why are you talking all the time? Why? But just because this man could talk, he was called and anointed to be to become a deliverer in Israel. Just because he could talk. He said, it will become your mouth. So, your calling is in your uniqueness. Your calling is in your uniqueness. Look at Abraham, for example. Because sometimes your background is also one of the pointers to who you are supposed to be. Your stories, the circumstances and the things that happen to you. Sometimes God put you in that circumstances. Sometimes God put you in that unique environment. Sometimes God allows some things to happen to you because of the destiny He wants to take you to. For example, Abraham was childless. Abraham couldn't have a baby so that he would learn to value and to become a father. And he now became a father not just of one person, he became a father of nations. Abraham and the wife couldn't have children so that they could become friends of God. Because when they were alone, they were not giving their lives to children or to family. They could give their life to studying God and became friends of God. So sometimes your disadvantages and your tragedies, what people call tragedies, they might be some of the greatest tools that God was going to use to make you become who He wants you to become. Now, even tragic situations will be used by God sometimes to fulfill purpose. I wrote a book here about my friend, Miles Monroe. This book is called Finding Answers to Why Good People Die Tragic and Early Death. Finding Answers to Why Good People Die Tragic and Early Death. Everybody needs to read this book. My wife said this is the book that has blessed her most out of all my books. It's called Miles Monroe, Finding Answers. How can tragedy be used to fulfill purpose? Well, I tell you what, it can. Do you remember the story of Abel? Abel was killed by his brother, Cain. So Well, because of that tragedy, will everyone remember the story of Abel today? Thousands of years after it has happened, nobody can forget about the story of Abel. His life became a story for generations to come in death. Death sometimes could fulfill purpose. In fact, some people come to the earth to die so that lessons might be learned and so that changes will take place. So death is not always as tragic or as gory as some people look at it. Purpose could be hidden in death, like in the case of Abel. And this book will tell you about the mystery of death and why death and tragedy sometimes could be a blessing, even when it is tragic and early death in life. So finding answers to why good people die tragic and early death. Please go and look for it. It's on Amazon. And it's on Okada books or something like that in Africa. You can get it in Africa as well. And they are selling them in the streets of Nigeria everywhere. Okay. Let's look at mundane things like beauty, your physical appearance. It doesn't matter if you are beautiful or you are ugly. I mean, so many people, because of their awkward outward appearance, they have become stars and they have become great people. Just because, like the man without the hand and the face, people who have some worse and ugly look have been, if they could embrace it and celebrate themselves, they will be used to fulfill destiny. It will become their platform. Or if you are beautiful as well, it could become your platform. I mean, look at Esther. Look at Esther. What did she have? She was attractive. And she became the deliverer of a nation because of her beauty. Because of her beauty. So everything you have, in whatever you are unique, you could be if you will embrace and celebrate your uniqueness. If you will only embrace and celebrate your uniqueness, then if you will add value to your uniqueness, if you will refine your uniqueness, if you will develop your uniqueness, if you will promote your uniqueness, the whole world will begin to celebrate you soon after that. That's what life is about. I mean, look at Nehemiah. Nehemiah became the deliverer of Israel and the man that built the wall of Israel, and he became a restorer of a whole nation just because of diligence. One quality, diligence. He was serving the king so well that, diligence brought him to the presence of the king. And when the king noticed one time that he was sick, he said, was sad. He was you that is so diligent, you have never seen you so sad. You've always been diligent. What happened? And he sent him to become the deliverer of a whole nation. So diligence or even cheerfulness, even Mary, could all be a pointer to your uniqueness and to your disability could be your platform for greatness. So what am I saying today? What I'm saying is that your calling is in your uniqueness and in your difference. If you look at Daniel, is the work ethic of Daniel. I mean, when Daniel got to the land, he disciplined himself. The discipline and work ethic is what made Daniel to become prime minister and governor in a foreign land. I mean, when everybody was playing around, all that, he disciplined himself, did what he needed to do, and became a star. So my time, unfortunately, has come to an end, but I want to see what you've learned from this lesson. I want to hear you. What did this tell you? What are you taking? Did you learn anything? Tell me, somebody. Did you learn anything from this class today? Let's go and share the link first. Let's first of all go and share the link for this message. Let's go and share the link to this message, all right? And while we are sharing that link, if you have not already shared it, I will be reading the comments. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think God is telling you through this topic. And I've released the book. Go and get the book. The book will help you better. The book is called Who Am I? It's on Amazon and on Okada, and the link is already here on the platform. So press on that link and go and get the link. You'll be able to use it to teach yourself and to teach others. Kike Moron Keji said, when I was growing up, a lot of my family members on my maternal side used to make fun of me because of my complexion. My mom and siblings are light-skinned, and I'm darker like my dad. I used to hate my skin tone. Wow. I wanted to be light like them. These negative remarks affected my self-esteem, my God, when I was younger. Thank God I never bleached my skin due to these pressures. It wasn't until I got into my 30s that I had enough of beating up of myself negatively about it. I came to the understanding that there is a deliberateness with how God made me. I know this lady. She is one of the most beautiful ladies you will ever see. She is just so beautiful. Even her skin and her color, I don't know how that could happen. Just like my wife. When I met my wife, she said, she hated her voice. Now, her voice is the deliverer for many nations. I repented of criticizing myself, how uniquely God has created me. Now, when negative thoughts rise up, I point those thoughts to God and declare that God purposely made me the way I am. I am finally free. Well, you are missing the point, Kike. Your goal is not to be free. Your goal is to make it and turn it into a platform. Your goal is to embrace it and celebrate it and turn it into a platform. You need to do something about the skin and your skin and use it as platform. Like my wife, she didn't like her voice. Now it has become a platform. She's a preacher now. She's using her voice every day. I mean, people are listening to her all over the world. It has become a platform. It has become a destiny. Kike continues to say, Dear Pastor Sunday, I've purchased your book, Who Am I, on Amazon Kindle. Good. You see, she is fast. She is smart, this girl. Thank you, Pastor Sunday, for your commitment and willingness to share powerful truth. I can't wait to read it. Apostle Yomi Onadipe said, the world, especially the African continent, needs more messages on this topic. If millions of our youth can have access to this kind of messages, a lot of positive changes will be seen. Yes, well, thank you, Apostle Yomi. And that's why I wrote the book. Let's get the books to them. Let's get the books to them. Patrick Christian says, again, the Israelites cried out to the Lord, and he gave them a deliverer, Ehud, a left-handed man, the son of Gera, the Benjamin. The Israelites sent him with tribute to Eglon, the king of Moab. Yes. Oluwafunmilayo Dina said, your disability could become your platform for greatness. Yes, normally that's the way it is. Elizabeth, the birthday girl, Elizabeth Ali, the birthday girl, said, Nikki, my son uses left hand.